Vital Moments podcast. My name is David. I get to host this sucker, and I get to talk to my dad. I get to talk to, it is a sucker.
What's that?
I don't know. It's Monday morning. It's trying to have some fun, dude. People just moping this Monday mornings into work. No, we're bringing the energy today. And we are in a series right now in Vitalpoint Church called Vitality. Last week we looked at multiplication, which is really cool to see the reality of God's DNA. It's baked into who he is to multiply. And then this weekend, you attacked, you went after it, you preached all around equipping the saints for the ministry. Building up the church. Did you have fun with this one?
You know, it's interesting. I was talking to your brother yesterday. He called me, just asked me how I was feeling and about the morning. And one of the things that when you have, so we looked at Ephesians 4, the apostolic, prophetic, evangelist, shepherd, teacher. I score very high in, I don't know why I said score, but I apostolic is very much wired into me. And so to get to preach around vision, mission, kingdom assignment, to lead our church forward is something that I believe God has called me to. And as the lead pastor with an apostolic gifting is really beautiful. And so these moments to preach into these things, to give clarity to things, to teach through things, like yesterday doing the attractional model with the missional heart. Like I had one person text me saying, attractional model church always weirds me out, but the way you taught through it revealed to me, oh my goodness, this is a new way of looking at attractional, right? And I also think it helps those who are highly missional model church driven, right? Let's put up beehives and gardens and those type of things, and that's fine. But one of the things, David, that struck me and why I love this so much is that I think about this stuff all the time. You and I talk about this stuff. Our teams talk about this stuff. I dream about this stuff literally. And for me, it's that giving biblical clarity to who we are, and those who choose to step in as active participants get to know that they're going to be part of something that's clear, it's moving in a direction. And I even think about something that I said in Poplar Hill that I did not say in the video. And I want to talk about the attractional model combination for us. And this is a generalization that I said in Poplar Hill. Sometimes the attractional model is so driven by entertainment, cool vibes, music from the radio, that it's void of the good news of Jesus Christ. That's a generalization. And then there's also the mission-driven, highly relationship. Let's build gardens. Let's get beehives, cafes, breweries, that type of thing, at the cost of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so what I'm driving home for us, especially for our connect groups, is to recognize that we are in an invite culture. There's an attractional piece. You have a great experience. You encounter God. You encounter the Holy Spirit. Jesus wrecks your life in all the right ways, and you can't help but share that with others. We do this as human beings, right? Yeah. You and I golfed the Hunt Club on Friday. I couldn't wait to share with, unfortunately, we recorded the video on Thursday. We golfed the Hunt Club on Friday. I said to the Poplar Hill community, it was like, hey, I couldn't wait to share with you guys that I actually golfed at the Hunt Club. That is a natural thing we do as human beings. And so the attractional, hey, do you want to come to church, is coupled with the missional heart of investing in relationships and building that out from Titus chapter 2, verse 10 to adorn the doctrine. And then also to 3 verse 8 is that good works from Titus 3 verse 8. So you asked me the question, do you like doing this?
I do. I could literally just ask that question every week and just allow you to go off. Because this is your gifting. This is your wiring, right?
Yeah.
It's that vision. It's that mission. It's that kingdom assignment that's so clear that God's given you. And what we're seeing at Vitalpoint, which is an expression of God's kingdom here on earth.
Yes.
And what I really enjoyed, let me say, or what I was enamored by, was the image of your hands coming together as one being attractional, one being missional, and bringing them together and
Okay. Yeah.
actually bonding them. Like they're actually in tandem.
Yeah.
The Lord designed us to be creative and attractional and to draw people in. That's who He is, right? Like that's why I love when
Yeah.
people are like, man, like I love experiencing God through nature. Do you need the church still? Absolutely. I'm not saying remove the
Yeah.
church, but God has created this world to
Yeah.
be drawn into the beauty of who He is. So how does the church do this on a Sunday or in connect groups or throughout the week when they're being part of the fabric of the community? Is you create moments of beauty and wonder that don't
Yeah.
sacrifice the gospel. Like, if you want radio songs, go to the radio. But if you want the living
Yeah.
God, give them
Yeah.
something that Christians have created to worship the living God. And I think that's what's
Mm.
been happening at all of our sites lately is each site is gaining the perspective of how has God created this
Mm.
town and how do we worship Him in this town, because the hearts and the minds and the souls of these towns are wanting an experience with Him.
Yeah.
And it's through that missional and attractional that we're drawing people in.
Yeah. And I mean, you think about Jesus was attracting people.
Yeah.
He was in his message was attractive, his life was attractive, and he entertained with stories, really.
He did.
Entertainment is what? Entertainment does what? It captures our imagination.
Yep.
Good entertainment, a good movie, a good book, we see ourselves in that particular story. When you think about adorning the doctrine of God our Savior from Titus chapter 2, verse 10, what you begin to realize is that you are creating a story, a narrative, a biblical story that's attractive for God's best for us. And therefore, we find ourselves drawn in. I want to be part of this story, right?
Yeah.
Um,
One guy came up to
one
me a
of the
few weeks ago. He goes, I want to get baptized because I want to be part of this. Like, he's like,
yeah,
I need to be part of this.
yeah,
Because I've read in the Bible a few times that people would believe, they would repent, and they would be baptized. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a natural next step, right? He was
yeah,
drawn into the beauty of what God was doing. He was
yeah,
giving his life to Christ. And he's like,
yeah,
I want to take a step of faith so I can be a part of this to draw more people into it. Like,
yeah, yeah. And David, one of the I got a beautiful text this morning from someone from your location, from your site. One of the things that people are recognizing is that, let me back up. Oftentimes, attractional models, and we'll call attractional missional models, get accused of watering down the good news of Jesus Christ to draw a crowd. And this person thanked me this morning for our stance on biblical truth. And what I am more and more convinced of is if we truly were about drawing a crowd as a church, we would be leaning more heavily into biblical truth on things because people are starving for it. People are looking for it. They're done with the narrative of the world. And, you know, especially as the world tries to name call and put people in boxes. But when you actually adorn the doctrine of Jesus Christ, you're actually painting a picture of God's best, and we want to move people towards that, which is transformation. So and we're not about drawing a crowd, but I think there's a hunger for it nowadays, and more so than ever. And I think it's exciting. So
yeah,
it's the best time to be the church.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it's always been ever since Christ ascended back into the heavenly realm. The church, it just continues to be the greatest thing in the world, and it's amazing, right? But we talked about equipping. Okay, so we got this attractional,
Equipping.
missional. Equipping. Yeah, and
Equipping, yep.
there's this moment where it says, "Equip the saints for the
For the
ministry."
work of the ministry. Ephesians
for the
4.
work of the ministry. We want to add something into this conversation.
Yeah.
Because the equipping is the saints gathering on Sundays, gathering in connect groups, being built up. John Tyson says a Sunday morning, like if you think about this attractional model, missional heart, Sundays are for the church to come to worship God, but you bring your friends. Like, come experience the thing that has given me true life. And it's not a thing, it's a person. who is Jesus. And you get equipped in the ministry. You fall in love with the ministry, and then you are sent out into the world, right? The Great Commission. We're going to talk about that this weekend. But we were with our Connect group leaders, our frontline shepherds, on Saturday, and you quickly shared Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 18. Do you want to read it for us? Do you have it in front of you, or?
I do. Background: Nehemiah, God impressed upon his heart to rebuild the wall in Jerusalem, and there's 10 gates that is being repaired, that need to be repaired, and the wall needs to be repaired. And it's described that he goes out in the night to kind of assess the situation. So he's getting a reality check. And then in verse 18, he says, "And I told them the hand of my God that had been upon me for good, and also of the words that the king had spoken to me. And they said," so he's now speaking to the group of people that are going to help him rebuild the wall. And they say, "Let us rise up and build." And it said, "So they strengthen their hands for the good work." What I love about this moment is there's a number of things. One is there's 10 gates that's being repaired, and each grouping was responsible for the gate that was near their home. There was roughly, from what we understand, 10 to 20 groups of people. Some estimate 400 to 800, maybe it's more 200 or 300 people. But when we see the word "strengthen their hands for the good works," it doesn't mean that they're doing farmers carries to get, strengthen their hands. That's a phrase around this idea of rolling up the sleeves, getting ourselves prepared, getting ourselves motivated, and we're going to make this happen. And I love that imagery of strengthen the hands, because there's this beautiful picture of the responsibility that Nehemiah had to make sure that the people were equipped and ready and prepared. He gave them a reality check. He said, this is the situation. It's got to be done. Here's what God has placed upon me. And then he painted a picture of what it would look like in the future. And when I think about the Vitality series in particular, when I think about mission, vision, kingdom assignment, what I recognize is we have a responsibility as the church to equip the saints for the work of the ministry, because the urgency of the mission. Right? The mission was to rebuild the walls. God has placed this upon my heart. We're going to rebuild. And what'd they do? 52 days or something like that they rebuilt it. I look at this and I think, when I look at the church, and I recognize there's going to be some people that come in, maybe you're not followers of Jesus yet, exploring. Some will come in from being out of church for a long time. Some are just not uncertain if they want to be part of church anymore. But there is a call for a culture of equipping to do the work of the ministry, to roll up our sleeves, to work together, to move forward. We all have a part to play in the contribution of the mission, vision, kingdom assignment. And I'll say it like this: like last night was Sunday night, September 21st. We had our first taste of Vitalpoint in Grand Bend, which is our 5th location, right? And Tony, our site pastor in Forest, he's overseeing Grand Bend. He has been equipping the saints for the work of the ministry for months. And they had their first little gathering last night, and there was 79 people. Let's call it 80 people there, including the team. And that was a wonderful example of equipping the people. Your mom, Desiree, was there. And she said it was unbelievable to watch people. And
I love it.
I just think when you look at, by 2035, 10 locations, 3,000 people, dozens and dozens of staff, residents, alphas running. It's the excitement of knowing that when we create a culture of equipping, not a pipeline, not a 5-step pipeline, when we create a culture of equipping, that means every interaction, every moment is a build up, equip opportunity. And what happens for people in Vitalpoint Church is that they don't even realize it's happening, but it's happening.
Yeah, that's so true, man. It's just like you like some people ask what is the process? What is the steps? I'm like, just get involved and just watch it happen. And then you talk to them 3-4 months later, they're like, I never knew I was able to do this. Or
Yeah.
I found my spiritual gift as a follower of Jesus in this. Like someone
Yeah.
gave me a word of encouragement, and now in some of our sites, we're seeing God reshift the teams a little bit, where teams are releasing people to go to other teams because that's my joy right there. Like that's where I
Yeah.
believe God's created me to be.
Yeah.
And I think that is the equipping part. That is the fun, is like just strengthen your hands, get involved. When you were reading it, like I was thinking about like the people that would have been there at the gates, 10 gates, all in the specific areas. They would have heard the word, what they needed to do. We have to do this. We have to repair it. And they would have raised their hands like, hey, I'm really good at this. Can I help with that? Or I can help with this. I've had past experience, right? So they're
Yeah.
giving their advice, and they're recognizing who they are and how they've
Yeah.
been able to do things in the past to strengthen the wall, to strengthen the team. And that's what
So
we're seeing.
it's interesting because when you read the story, there's opposition, right? There's the three.
Classic, eh?
Uh, I was thinking about what is it? Tobiah. I believe his name means like goodness of God or something like that, but he wasn't living that out because he was opposed to. So Nehemiah had to place people standing guard, right? So everyone was beginning to fulfill a role. It wasn't just rebuilding the wall, rebuilding the gates. It was people standing guard to make sure that the opposition did not come in and destroy the things that they were doing. And I think when you look at the broader sense of Vitalpoint, it's the JFK asking the janitor why he's walking around with a broom, and he responds, "Hey," he says, "What are you doing with the broom?" And he responds by saying, "We're putting a man on the moon, Mr. President."
It's like, yeah, I'm helping. No matter what the task is, I'm in this
Yeah,
space. I'm on this team. We're rocking and rolling together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Strengthening the hands is the equipping. I believe is the equipping part of what we're trying to do. And the Ephesians 4 is the responsibility of the gifting of those things. That's not necessarily talking about the offices, I don't believe. It's the gifting that's responsible for building up, right?
So cool. I don't even know how to end this sucker. I'm just excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mentioned earlier, we were with all of our frontline shepherds on Saturday. We had a development day, and there was 40-something people in the room. Not everyone can make it. We're like 60-something Connect group leaders right now across all of our sites.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Talk about like equipping. Talk about people stepping into their God-given roles.
Yeah.
And again, I was just falling in love with God's beautiful plan of allowing us to choose to partner with him.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Let me, I can end it with this.
Yeah, go for it.
So Desiree and I were driving home from the Connect Group Leader Development Day on Saturday, and I was reflecting on our community, on Vitalpoint Church. I am so incredibly grateful for the original group of people. There's about 80 to 100 people that are still around from the early days. That their willingness to be obedient back in 2017, 2018, when we started getting ready to launch Exeter, the financial commitment, the heartbeat of multiplication, the community of equipping. And I looked around that room at many, many people, and a handful were there in the first few years, but others were not. Listening to one man who was in that room, his wife had been praying for him for years. He's now a Connect Group leader, and he is overcome with love for the people in that room and emotional about it. I just think, God, what you are doing through this community and what God is doing through the heartbeat of Vitalpoint Church to reach people, to see people's lives transformed. Desiree and I were just blown away. We were like, yeah, we get to lead it. Desiree and I work hard at the leadership of this, and she oversees the creative arts department. I'm the lead pastor, and we work hard, but we're amazed that we get to be part of this and step back in amazement of the lives that have been reached and impacted. And how many more, David, how many more people will be at a Connect Group Development Day in 10 years? It'll be a couple hundred, if not more.
It's going to be ridiculous,
I don't know
dude.
where we're going to host it. We're going to have to, the central flagship's going to have to build a building that house just these.
Or get one of those massive tents, huge tents, tent revival.
I also say this: there's going to be some people that, and this is where we can close. You know, there's going to be people that can't go where we're going, and that's okay. And it's hard. I get it. It's I don't enjoy it when people are honest and say I can't go where this is going. I don't, you know, I don't align with this. But if you're sticking around and you're part of this and you're part of the hundreds and thousands of people, I would say start leaning in at the pace in which you're comfortable with, and continue to ask God, what is my part in this? And if you've got an idea, run it by your Connect Group leader, and then the Connect Group leader can bring it to a site pastor, and we can sort out if it fits. Because one of the things that we're clear on is who we are and what we do. And sometimes you have to protect the vision and mission and kingdom assignment from good ideas so we can find the great ideas that actually lead us forward. And not that some of these things aren't important. They are, but it's not who we are. So
cool.
It's exciting.
Well, thanks. Thanks again for sharing your heart. And thank you to all of the people that listen and gather, call this place home. And I'm going to say it again. If you are someone that's maybe popping in for the first time, you're not connected at Vitalpoint Church, or you're not connected in a Connect Group, and you call VPC home, please consider it. Please consider it. Because we believe there's life transformation for all of us.
Or find a church that's close to you. And it's a Bible-believing, gospel-preaching church. Get to it. Become part of it.
Absolutely.
I love Vitalpoint. Cool. I think everybody should come here, but find a church.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks so much, Ron. Thank you, everyone. And peace out.